Hello and good Monday morning to you, boys and girls. It is Miss Olvera. I am back for week 5. So we are in week 5 already. The time is flying by. So we are in week 5, day 1 of our daily read out louds. Now today I will continue reading Dan Gutman. Dan Gutman is the author. I will continue reading his books because he gave permission. He is allowing us librarians to read his books, okay? Because many authors are not allowing us to read their books, to record, to show you all. So he gave us permission, so I'm able to read his books. So today, the book we'll be reading is Miss Clute is a Hoot, okay? And again, by Dan Gutman. So we will be reading chapters 1 and 2 today. Now, welcome, boys and girls. I'm happy you are here. Thank you for watching my videos. It makes Miss Olvera very happy to make these videos for you. So I hope you keep watching these videos and seeing them all week. Because remember, every day I do some chapters. And that way on Friday, you can AR test on these books. Okay, so let's get started. So chapter 1, it is a giant man-eating grizzly bear. Here we go. Oh no, look. It says, ha, 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 ha. They're making fun of Arlo. Arlo is also AJ. Don't forget. Ready? My name is AJ, and I hate reading out loud. Hey, I like reading out loud. AJ. Every day in Mr. Granite's class, we have ROL time, which is called Reading Out Loud time. Each of us has to stand up and we have to read a paragraph from a book in front of the whole class. Reading out loud is scary, especially when you make a mistake. Last week I had to read, I thought the road went through the town. It didn't though. But I said, I throw the road went thought the town. It didn't throw. Everybody laughed even though I didn't say anything funny. What a dumbhead, whispered Andrea Young, this annoying girl with curly hair. Hey, I'm not a dumbhead. The guy who decided how to spell thought and through and though was the dumbhead. I was going to say something mean to Andrea, but I didn't get the chance. You'll never believe who poked his head into the door at that moment. Nobody. Why would you poke your head into a door? That would hurt, but you'll never believe who poked his head into the doorway. It was Mr. Mackey, our reading specialist, and he had a very scary-looking strap in his hand. To what do we owe the pleasure of your company, Mr. Mackey? Asked Mr. Granite. That's grown-up talk for, what are you doing here? The school reading scores are way down, Mr. Mackey said. So I'm forced to take drastic action. Drastic action? That's extreme. Mr. Mackey and Mr. Granite told us that they would be right back. So everybody had worried looks on their faces. We were all on pins and needles. Well, not really. We were sitting on chairs. If we were on pins and needles, it would have hurt. Drastic action? Asked Emily, the big crybaby. What do you think he's going to do? He's probably going to whip us with that strap, said Michael, who never ties his shoes. Maybe he's going to strap us to our seats until our reading scores go up, said Ryan, who will eat anything, even stuff that is not food. Whatever he does, it's Arlo's fault, said Andrea. She calls me by my real name because she knows that I don't like it. And here he is with that strap. What do you think he's going to do with it? He probably flunked the reading test we took last week. Your face flunked the reading test, I said to Andrea. I knew that didn't make any sense, but it was the first thing that came to my mind. And it didn't matter because Mr. Mackey and Mr. Granite, they came back to class. And this time, they had company with them. That means they had someone or something with them. Eek! Emily shrieked. It's a bear! It sure looked like a bear, but it wasn't a bear. It was just the biggest dog in the history of the world. This dog was almost as big as Clifford the Big Red Dog. It was brown, and its tongue was hanging out, and it was slobbering all over the place. Run for your lives, shouted Neil, who we call the nude kid even though he wears clothes. The bear is gonna eat us. Everybody freaked out and they dived under their desk. I wasn't scared. I have a big dog named Buttons at home. But I dived under my desk anyway, just in case I was wrong and the dog was a bear. It's a grizzly bear, shouted Alexia, this girl who rides a skateboard all the time. It's not a grizzly bear, Mr. Mackey said as he attached the strap to the dog's collar. It's a labradoodle. That's a combination of a Labrador retriever and a poodle. It's a grizzly labradoodle, Alexia shouted. That's grizzly labradoodle. The grizzly labradoodle is gonna eat us, Neil yelled. Run for your lives. Please calm down, everyone, hollered Mr. Granite, who went over to the pit to pet grizzly labradoodle. The dog is not gonna hurt you. Look, he is very friendly. The labradoodle sat on the floor while Mr. Granite petted it. It looked pretty tame. Pretty tame to me, but once you start freaking out, it's hard to stop. I think grizzly labradoodles have rabies, shouted Alexia. It's a wild animal, shouted Ryan. It's an attack labradoodle, hollered Michael. Help, shouted Neil. The giant grizzly attack labradoodle is going to bite my head off. I'm afraid of dogs, whimpered Emily, who's afraid of everything. I want my mommy. The rest of us started to come out from under our desks, but the dog barked, and then we all went back into hiding. I'll read better, I promise, said Ryan. Just take that mean-eating labradoodle away. It's not a man-eating labradoodle, said Mr. Mackey. Just take it away, Michael shouted. The giant man-eating grizzly attack labradoodle barked again. It must have been a little freaked out by everyone freaking out. That made everybody freak out even more. Eek! Emily screamed. Help! Alexia shouted. I'm too young to die. It was hilarious. You should have been there. That was the end of chapter 1. We are starting chapter 2. It is called The Amazing Miss Clute. Here we go. We all made a run to the door to escape the giant man-eating grizzly attack labradoodle before it could bite our heads off. But Mr. Mackey wouldn't let us out of the room. Stop! He shouted, holding up his hand like a traffic cop. Everybody, calm down. The dog will not hurt you. She's here to help you with your reading. What? How could a man-eating dog possibly help us with our reading? Asked Alexia. She's not a man-eating dog, Mr. Mackey told us as he leaned over to scratch his dog ears. She's a therapy dog. A therapy dog? We all looked at each other. Not even Andrea knew what a therapy dog was. And little Miss Know-It-All thinks that she knows everything. What's a therapy dog? Asked Neil, the nude kid. Therapy dogs are dogs that are trained to help people, said Mr. Mackey. So, you want us to read to a dog? Ryan asked. Sure, said Mr. Mackey. And you think that's going to make us better readers? Asked Michael. Yes. Mr. Mackey is wacky. Mr. Granite said that while we read to the dog, he would be in the teacher's lounge for a while. That's a secret room just for teachers where they can go play video games and take a nap or get a foot massage. My friend Billy, who lives around the corner, told me that the teacher's lounge at his school has an all-you-can-eat buffet. All-you-can-eat buffets are cool because you can eat as much as you want. That's why they're called all-you-can-eat buffets. They have the perfect name. Hey, what if you went to one of those all-you-can-eat buffets and you just kept eating and eating and eating without stopping? I guess at some point they would tell you, okay, that's all you can eat. Now get out of here. It would still have the perfect name. I know that doesn't have anything to do with the story. The point is that Mr. Granite went to hang out with it in the teacher's lounge. It's against the rules to bring a dog to school, said Andrea, who probably has a poster in her room with all the rules in it. so she can study them in her spare time. Therapy dogs are allowed in school, Mr. Mackey told us. Her name is Miss Clute. She's 4 years old, and she's really friendly. She's patient. She's calm and gentle around people. Would you like to pet her? I'm afraid, said Emily, of course. Miss Clute doesn't bite, said Mr. Mackey. She would not hurt a fly. It's not flies I'm worried about, Emily said. Does she bite girls? Girls named Emily? Of course not, Mr. Mackey said. She loves people, and Miss Clute is even hypoallergenic. Does anybody know what hypoallergenic means? Andrea waved her hand in the air like she was stranded on a desert island and trying to signal a plane. But Mr. Mackey called on me. That means Miss Clute is a kind of shampoo, I said, sticking my tongue out to Andrea. I knew that because my mom told me her shampoo is hypoallergenic. Not exactly, AJ, said Mr. Mackey. Then he called on Andrea. Hypoallergenic means Miss Clute won't bother people who are allergic to dogs, said Andrea. That's right, Andrea. Andrea smiled the smile that she smiles whenever she's the only one with the right answer. Why can't a truckload of hypoallergenic shampoo just fall on her head? We all gathered around to pet Miss Clute. She seemed to like it, and she didn't bite anyone's hand off or anything. She's adorable, announced Alexia. Miss Clute is a hoot, said Emily. I love her, Neil said, wrapping his arms around Miss Clute and hugging her. Wow, a minute ago Neil thought Miss Clute was going to bite his head off, and now he's saying he loves her? Neil is weird. Would you like me to read a story to Miss Clute? Asked Mr. Mackey. Yes, said all the girls. No, said all the boys. I still didn't get it. Dogs understand English. Dogs don't understand English. Why would anybody want to read to them? Boy, for a reading specialist, Mr. Mackey, he doesn't know a whole lot about reading. He pulled a book off the shelf. It was called Doug Unplugged. Mr. Mackey sat on the floor next to Miss Clute, and we all gathered around him. This is Doug. He's a robot, read Mr. Mackey. Each morning, his parents plug him in to fill up with lots and lots of facts. I looked at Miss Clute. She was looking at Mr. Mackey read. They love their little robot and want him to be the smartest robot ever. Mr. Mackey read from the book. Miss Clute cuddled herself up into a giant ball, and she put her head on Mr. Mackey's lap as he read about Doug the robot. I had to admit, it was adorable. Doug Unplugged, it was a cool story. It had us all glued to our seats. Well, not really. We were sitting on the floor. Why would anybody glue themselves to a seat? How could you get the glue off? When he got to the middle of the story, Mr. Mackey reached into his pocket and he pulled out a Cheerio and he gave it to Miss Clute to eat. You keep Cheerios in your pocket? I said. That's weird. Did you run out of bowls? Asked Ryan. No, we had to put Miss Clute on a special diet, Mr. Mackey said, because sometimes she eats too much. My mom is on a special diet, I said. If she loses 10 pounds, she's going to buy a bikini. Your mom is weird, said Michael. If Miss Clute loses 10 pounds, we should get her a bikini, suggested Ryan. Yeah, Miss Clute would look good in a bikini, said Neil. Dogs don't wear bikinis, said Alexia. That's right, Emily said. They go swimming naked. Ew, disgusting, everyone shouted. And here's a picture of Miss Clute listening to the story with everyone else. Let's stay on task, shall we? Said Mr. Mackey. He finished reading Doug Unplugged, and then he gave Miss Clute another Cheerio. It looked like she was really paying attention to the story, Andrea said. Miss Clute is amazing. No, she's not. She just sat there and did nothing the whole time. Do you know what would really be amazing? If Miss Clute read a story to us. Now that would be amazing. And that's the end of chapter 2, boys and girls. That was good. That was a very good 2 chapters that we just read. So tomorrow on Tuesday, I will read chapters 3 and 4. So make sure that you watch the videos. Okay, don't skip any videos. Make sure you watch them in order so you are not confused by the book, okay? So we will continue with chapter 3 tomorrow. Let me put my little bookmark post-it because Miss Olvera does not do dog ears. No dog ears. Okay. So that is the end to our 2 chapters. Boys and girls, thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow so you can listen to chapters 3 and 4. I hope you have an amazing Monday and have an amazing day. And don't forget to do your homework. Bye, boys and girls.